World Card Game Federation here with another local match. I'm going to be taking on Chris. Chris is going to be bringing out the tried and true Namekian Radiant Slug. Now, I don't recall if this is pre or post changes. The deck has improved. I do get the first one. I bring out my orange Retribution 18, Hero 18, of course. Looks like I pass Rejuve. Okay, so this is definitely pre-changes. Alright, makes a lot of sense for Lord Slug. There was a lot of cards where, no joke, we could not figure out how they got into the deck, just because they're so antithetical to the deck's goals. Don't mind us, we're just talking about getting the guys together, because this match was recorded, you know, a little whiles before our Grand Kai event, and we were trying to get everybody together to train more often. We were doing okay, but you know it's tough because we're all grown men, grown our lives and everything. So Chris is going to go ahead and pass Rejuvenate. Goes back over to me. It looks like I got a handful of attacks, and that's really the posture you always want to be in this deck. Oh gosh, okay guys, sorry about the misplay there. You guys probably caught that much better than I did. Sorry, it's just my buddy Seth was walking by right at the moment when I should have been resolving the mastery, and we were talking about the silly trading stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and put the hand back that I drew, and I'm going to go ahead and make sure to get the mastery resolved for my opponent's first turn. So yeah, so my apologies to everybody. We were got a little distracted. There it happens. Sometimes we play some free games, have a little bit of a good time, eat some food and stuff, and then we start recording, and it's usually late by then. It's our curse. We again, being grown men and everything, we sometimes don't get our events together right away. And train like a beast, but he means train like in a different kind of section. Alright, so I'm going to put out one of the blocks here.
Yeah, if we weren't on camera, I'd explain when we talk about downtime. Are you filming this one? Yes.
Okay. So that's my buddy John over there talking about how silly it was for us to make this mistake on camera. Alright, let's go ahead and resume. Got my Burning Aura drill out. Terribly similar hand. Already powered up, so I get to go ahead and declare combat. I don't think I have a discard pile, so I probably... Okay, I'm going to throw out orange Aggression that raises my anger 1 level, and I throw it for free because I enter AT's powers. Stopped by Namekian Barricade. He controls 0 Dragon Balls, which is difficult to do with Slug. And he gets to go ahead and pull out. He pulls out Ball 6, which I don't know if you guys know, it's a super safe Dragon Ball to want to pull out early game, because of course if it gets captured you can just sort of grab it and put it back in. He raises anger 2 levels, 1 from the mastery, 1 from Slug's level 1 power, so pretty sweet. And then he's going to follow up by using the mastery itself, and he's going to go ahead and pull out Ball 4, Ball 5, I'm sorry, they look so alike on the Earth Dragon Balls, I do have a hard time telling them apart. Okay, 1 from Slug, 1 from Mastery, so he's at 4 anger in 2 actions. Pretty darn impressive, even pre-changes. Okay, that was his action. It goes back over to me. Okay, I fire off a 0-cost precise shot with AT's level 1 power. And it is stopped with Namekian Buffer. He rejuvenates a card. And he passes. Goes back over to me. Okay, her power does cost me a power stage to fire, so I get to raise my anger 1 level from it. My apologies, looks like my anger is slightly off the screen there. I should be at 2.
Okay, I hit you for 2 life cards.
Okay, 2 life cards is all that it does. He's going to go to banish right throw for the endurance. Excuse me. Okay, I get to rejuvenate a card from my discard pile, and I do. And then I believe I have a couple more actions. Yes, we were debating this for a little while. If Captivity Drill, if I get its effect from firing off her level 1 power, like we don't, because her power is not an energy combat. Okay, I shoot him with Orange Fierce Attack, and this one should actually level me on the hits for both.
Raise my anger 2 levels, and your endurance is off for the main.
Okay, did I forget I had Captivity Drill out? Because that should have raised...
does go off, like gain 3 stages, raise my anger.
There we go, I caught it. Okay, so you remember, I got 2 anger off the hit from the hit effect for Fierce Attack, and then raised it 1 from the hit effect from Captivity Drill, allowing me to level. My drills are going to go ahead and shuffle. I've made it to level 2. That's how it should be, but I hate to say it is not often enough. I enjoy the deck immensely, but sometimes it's wildly inconsistent, and I'm not really sure how that keeps happening. Alright, so it goes back over to me, and it looks like I have probably 2 more actions for this one. Okay, I'm going to use her level 2 power. It immediately lets me rejuvenate a card, and then on hit... no, actually, if he stops it, actually, that's where I get my... and it's not styled, so that means Chris actually gets access to endurance, so the effects of Orange Fierce attack are not counted with her power.
The bad thing would have came if you tried to stop it.
Okay, this DB goes to the bottom. Okay, it goes back over to me. I want to say I have the Mastery plus the... I want to say I have an Orange Eruption in my hand.
I'm going to go ahead and fire an Orange Counter Ball for free, and it rejuvenates.
Okay, I fired off for free, I rejuvenated an attack, and I hit him. 4 life cards, no endurance. Counter Ball sure is nice on the hit for that one. And I should Mastery. Okay, and I Mastered, and I get to go ahead and search. Now here's a less than great one. I thought I had an Orange Eruption in my hand. I think that must have been on the hand that I didn't ultimately get to do. But had I, it would have been a transformation right here. I would have went from raising my anger with the Mastery, then threw out Orange Eruption with the effect after pulling out Captivity Drill, raised my anger 3 total off that hit. Provided a hit and transformed again. Oh, and I got DB2'd. Oh, doggone. I forgot this is a pattern. This is a pattern that delays our game. I think I bounced between levels 1 and 2 pretty much the whole game. So I get D-level, I go down a level, and sadly I've already used my level 1 power, so my drills go away. And that is the end of that one. It goes back over to me? Really? He initiated that? Wait. Oh, no, he just quickly ended his turn. My apologies. He just ended his turn so fast, I didn't realize. Okay, so I do power up and I declare combat. Apparently I'm confident enough. I fire off her energy attack to raise my anger 1 level. He's going to go and stop it with Barricade. No effect there as far as drawing out Dragon Balls. He's going to go ahead and... Ooh, look at this thing. Yeah, I do stop it with... I forget the name of this one. The orange block that lets you gain stages and raise your anger. I do that. And again, my apologies. I didn't realize my anger was off the screen the whole game, it looks like. Okay. So I raise my anger 2 levels, transform again, go to level 2, search my deck, and see what I can find. I think this version of this deck did not include Crying Drill, which has made leveling a little bit trickier, because I'll get stalled a couple times in this game on 4 anger. Okay, again, I guess I'm going all offense. So I pull out Captivity Drill again. Oh yeah, we marvel that Orange Retribution does everything.
I use the Mastery to level up, raise my anger 2 levels, and then it says if you change levels...
Yeah, we're just discussing how the Mastery is a little bit too powerful. We've kind of always said that about it. It overcame every limitation Orange ever had, and you just never need another Mastery. I fire off Orange Eruption on the pass. Yeah, lowers his anger 2 levels. So it hits it for 2 life cards. And you guys know how this works, right? Normally this pecking away strategy of hitting him with tiny attacks is very effective, except it's absolutely not effective against Slug because he needs a discard pile and the Dragon Balls just get easier for him to get at. He passes again and goes back over to me.
Immediately get to rejuvenate a card.
Firing off for power from level 2, I get to rejuvenate a card right away. And if he stops it, I get to search. He'll do 5 life cards and he has regular endurance, so he wisely should just take it. Don't try to stop it. Okay, apparently I got what I came for, so I got back to level 2 with a decent amount of anger, so not bad, not bad. No wonder I was feeling a bit more confident at this point. It goes back over to Chris. Chris is going to go ahead and put out Namekian Wish. You know, I always thought that was a super thematic card, because you guys remember how Porunga wishes everybody off the planet except for Goku and Frieza? So it's kind of neat. It's like stops a combat, kind of. Okay, there's back over to me, and then I have no discard pile. I've been able to stay relatively unscathed, but that's just because damage has been so light from Chris. Chris has been just DB focused, dipping in and out of combat. I don't like what I see. I pass, rejuvenate a orange focus, refocus. It goes back over to Chris. Let's see what Chris has got here. Ooh, he's going to declare combat, alright. Okay, and he's going to go ahead and give me ball 3, which is a fantastic idea, and he gets to immediately use it. And I think this is going to be one of those combats where we see him... Oh, no, I'm sorry, he gives me ball 2. Pardon. Ball 2? Ball 2. And that's where I get de-leveled. I gotta love it. So my drill gets pushed in, I'm back to level 1. Chris declines to cut. And I end up using her level 1 power, raise my anger 1 level. So far I have leveled to level 2 twice. Nearly to level 3. Okay, and I'm going to go hit him with it, and it does rejuvenate a card on the hit, so I'm going to go ahead and rejuvenate Android 18's Arm Breaker, which is still fun. Okay, and then it goes back over to Chris. Let's see, it looks like Chris is holding something he can use to destroy one of my setups. Excuse me, setups or drills, but... Oh, okay, he passes action. That's always suspicious. Okay, I use a confrontation on him. Wow, there it is. What? I saw... Oh, man, dumbest thing I've done in a while. I saw him with a Sagacious Strike and didn't put it back in, so he could just steal it right back and de-level me. Because, look, if my strategy is to level... he Namekian wishes. Okay, so he has an idea. His little plan isn't going to work. Because if he steals it back, it won't do anything. I'm not leveled. He's not leveled. He's going to go ahead and use Namekian Wish and end the combat and rejuvenate X. X is number of Dragon Balls in play. And I have to be reminded of that way too often, that is a choose one. So that is a frustrating experience. You know, being that I never remember that detail. Okay, combat ends and it goes back over to me. Chris did initiate that attack for once I did recall. And it goes back over to me. I draw some stuff. Let's see what's in that old
The real question is, how long can you hold me down? You do it very well, don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I was hoping you would use mastery. Like a normal person. But you didn't.
Okay, so apparently I'm confident enough in what I got in my hand to declare combat. Let's see what's going to happen here. I don't quite remember. Okay, open up with her level 1 power to raise my anger. And let's see if it gets him.
Open up your power every game. Much better game.
Okay, so I do actually level off that particular effect. Not too bad. He takes the damage, and then he's going to go ahead and immediately capture... Wait a minute, what's going on here? Okay. So he's going to go ahead and use it, de-level me, so I instantly leveled and de-leveled. Fantastic. Alright, odd stuff going on.
All that was remember, it's a physical attack with 18 life cards. I'm at, not a lot. 15,000?
So it would do...
A life card?
Actually, it would do 2 life cards. Yeah, I was going to say 2 life because of the Mastery's damage bonus.
Very bad move at all. So I've already used your power, use it to level.
Okay, I have a lot of stuff going on here. For instance, I can fire off an Orange Aggression for free. If it hits, it'll be 4 life cards. So again, you guys are noticing I've been able to be fairly aggressive with this particular one, hitting him and hitting him and hitting him, going in most combats. Usually that's pretty effective. Okay, he Sagacious Strikes.
Are you doing anything special?
Okay, he's going to throw a physical, and I hit it, stop it with Orange Cover Up, which is still one of my absolute favorite cards. Stops physical in his next action. He's probably going to have a second one. Throw off a free Orange Counter Ball.
The first is rejuvenating style energy.
There we go. Orange Eruption is a natural target for that one. And it would be 4 life cards. I get to rejuvenate 2 if that's what happens.
And if it hits you with 4 life cards, then rejuvenate 2.
Okay, and it hits him for the 4 life cards. He's able to wick off most of the damage. I rejuvenate. Apparently, I forgot to rejuvenate 2. Huh. Well, teach me. Oops, misplay. Okay, he passes, hit him with an Android 18's Arm Breaker. The last of his barricades goes up. And he lost the 2 stages from it already, anyway. Oh, then I got to master my anger up. I want to say I stop at 4. I want to say that's what my anger's at right now.
Which reminds me, this deck still doesn't have all the drills it's supposed to. There was a very...
Oh, I had changed levels this combat. My apologies. I didn't realize I still got the effect for good old Retribution. I was like, what am I doing? Why am I switching to that deck? Okay, so we're going to know in a couple seconds here what I'm going to pull out. Not sure if I'm going to again go with Captivity for like the 10th time this one game.
Which I'm taking advantage of.
Is Captivity in the discard pile? Okay, so I do a checkup drill. It looks like I'm going to grab a block.
You have to pass it.
Alrighty, and that is resolved. I do grab on my block. I rejuvenate 2 at the end of the combat because, of course, that one was still introduced during combat. So I'm only down 1. That Orange Aggression should be in my deck. Oops. Okay, and it goes back over to Chris. Let's see what Chris is going to do with this one. I can't quite see his hand at this angle. He's got another Sagacious Strike. Boy, those things keep making it.
We've had a lot of back and forth. I would be at level 5 technically.
I keep lowering it because I gave him the Dragon Ball. I still let that.
Visiting the pass comes into play. Not particularly useful against Slug, only because Chris usually doesn't press the advantage on these things. I got a handful of blocks, including time, so real easy pass. I rejuvenate energy catch. Then he goes back over to Chris. Chris draws a Dragon Ball naturally. There it is.
Layers deep.
He gets a ball 3.
Look at this guy. So I hit him with basically everything I can.
He should probably have 3 anger because Slug's power goes off. That's whenever Dragon Ball enters play, and his from the DB3 itself. I think he might raise it after he's finished this effect.
So I can just keep attacking. It's a neat little idea. It's just I don't get to do a lot if I keep getting my anger lowered.
Checking his bandage zone, double checking his ratios, see what he's got going on over there. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. And let's see what he comes away with.
I bought more dice. I bought more dice for next to nothing. They're actually kind of neat, but they're still in Francesca's bag. That's where stuff stays.
There he goes. He remembered to do his anger. All right, so not too bad, not too horrendous of a misplay. Okay, he shuffles in the 2 he's required to do.
Wait, and I'm not going to get anything done here until I get one of the Dragon Balls to hold us.
And that's real hard to do, even though he's used all the Sagacious Strikes the world has ever seen. He's going to go ahead and pass, rejuvenate buffer. Obviously, highest endurance rejuve is a good idea. Goes back over to me. Like I said, I would not. Okay, Captivity Drill has made a reappearance, which is pretty good. I get to power up to full. I don't see enough to want to go in on because I drew basically the same hand. Nearly card for card. Look at that.
My only hope is to try to actually kill you.
Yeah, and that's not the hand to do it with. If I was trying to outright kill him, that's not the hand to do it with. We also figured out my damage tends to top out too easily in this particular build of the deck. It's different now. Okay, he goes back over to Chris. Okay, he raises anger 2 levels. 1 from Mastery, 1 from Slug. Oh, he gets the banish cards from my discard pile, so let me for forgetting that was there. That's what I get for leaving time out. Rookie mistake. Good. Alright, so he targeted very efficient, very powerful stuff. Takes it as a lemon. Passes, rejuvenates another Sagacious Strike. That's son of a gun. Yeah, it goes back over to me. And I drew not enough. It looks like not enough to keep my...
I'll draw the hand that would be the least helpful right now.
Doesn't look like it's enough to keep pressing my advantage. I would have to burn an offensive use of visiting the past in order to sort of press my advantage. Yeah, okay. It looks like that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. And I'm probably just going to throw my physical block, most likely, back to the bottom. Yeah, it was orange cover-up. Okay. And then Chris has no one entering, so he's going to go ahead and draw his 3.
Really need to take those.
He goes over to me. I fire off her energy attack, raise my anger 1 level again.
I'm going to go ahead and use 18 power to level. A little shuffle.
Okay, and then I do level off the 1 anger, so I did end that combat at 4 like I thought. And then I'm going to go ahead and shuffle everything in. I don't necessarily get to go ahead and draw anything. A little ill-timed there. Probably could have used one of those a bit longer.
Captivity. So level 2 for what I believe is the 3rd time this game. Possibly the 4th.
And he's going to go ahead and memento. And he does. He gives me the effect of ball 2 because he knows I'm too dangerous to leave on any higher levels than 1. He gives it to me, he uses the effect, and then gives it to me. I am in control of it, but the problem is he will find a way to crit it back to himself fairly readily, I'd imagine. Okay, fire off another orange aggression, raise my anger to 1 again. Hits it for 4 life cards again.
That's what we're going to do.
And he takes the damage, takes the hit. It's like I have had a lot of consistent damage pressure, but basically all these attacks have no ability to crit, and that's what's really harming this particular build. Okay, he throws a clinch at me.
I'm going to go ahead and stop it, but...
I'll do a refocus and grab an energy block or energy drill and bring it into play. Not terrible.
Oh, I see what you mean about the clinches.
They're useless to me.
Okay, throw a second orange aggression. Oh, he stops it with buffer. Excellent. He rejuvenates the top 3. Okay, so I do mastery again to level. So yes, that will be I have reached level 2 4 times in this one game. That is probably my record.
Oh no, I have them. I just have not gotten around to putting them in.
Oh yeah, so that's right. I had suspected this was the build without Crying Drill, which would be a natural target for these things. Oh yeah, Aura Drill would probably be a good idea. I probably shouldn't put Checkup Drill if I have anything else in my hand. Okay, apparently I'm just going to go all offense and anger. Nope, nope.
I go with Aura Drill and try to damage you.
Well, Aura Drill would have been a much wiser choice at several different actions. So it would have been nice to have been critting left and right, grabbing Dragon Balls and swaying this back in my own favor and having a good time. But I didn't. And I threw him on the big dice for no reason. Okay. And he goes back over to Chris. Chris has an action, not sure what he's going to want to do. You know, it's amazing. Slug never had to leave level 1 to make all this happen. Okay, I fire off her energy attack, which has 7 life cards. And that should be all the endurance he needs to avoid being crit. There it is. No crit. So I finally wise up, get out Burning Aura Drill, try to even up the odds, and boom, enough endurance to keep it from happening. So
18 runs very efficiently.
I draw Rejuvenate a card immediately from her effect. So you guys are probably noticing our deck differences, how hard I'm hitting him. Obviously, Slug isn't most of the time a heavy hitter. You're not expected. So it looks like he drew nothing but setups, so this is going to be an interesting turn for him. I see Dragon Radar. Another Dragon Ball. Doggone it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there is still 1 in his deck. And then he's going to go ahead and pass and rejuvenate. I want to say Namekian Hunt. Goes back in. Goes back over to me.
Somehow. But the deck is 1,000% not cooperating.
Okay, so
After Slug was playing the advantage attach card.
So I put in Discovery Drill, power up to full. Again, a lot of familiar looking hands here. I'm going to pass, rejuvenate, cover up. He goes back over to Chris. Chris has very few cards in his hand. Left his life deck. In fact, he should theoretically be dead as crud right now. The malicious intent comes into play.
I'm going to enter into combat now.
Okay, he's going to declare combat. He's going to go ahead. Sagacious Strike. That is what, my 5th de-leveling this game? So I go back to level 1. Shuffle my drills in. Come on, don't forget, push your drills in. Come on. Come on, Mario, before you do anything.
Oh, you brother, you're going to be right. It ain't a bad idea.
Okay, good. Chris remembered for me, thank goodness. Alright, so Chris has all the tools in the world to go ahead and do this. He could draw it out, he could Namekian Hunt at me, he could Dragon Radar, he could do all kinds of stuff just to lightning fast DB victory.
Yeah, I mean, you can get it both ways. So unless he hits you and steals the ball, you do that. And he's not going to. The only thing he has
precise shot for too little. It is stopped. He is rejuvenated. He gets enough cards back to survive the turn.
And I'm not going to use this, but I'm still going to win.
He's going to discard Namekian Hunt instead of Dragon Radar because he's above it. Ball 7 comes up, and he does DB victory. Not a surprising end for this particular build. 18 has plenty of potential. We'll see where this goes.